hottest team in the land coming through.
Hello and thanks for joining us. The NBA Cup is underway. Now that we're into November, let's see how the Eastern Conference standings are shaken out. You look at the Cavaliers, they're in 10th place, but it's early on, so they have time to recover. And of course there's Boston, half a game behind.
Well, right now for Boston, they have had a truly awful start to the year. They need to course correct now before the whole season just slips away.
And there was such high hopes for them in the preseason. It's hard to believe how quickly these losses are piling up.
A look at Cleveland's opening lineup. Garland and Mitchell, the talented 1 and 2. At the forward slots, it's LeVert and Mobley. And it's Thompson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for Boston, the core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. Then there's Al Horford. Then there's Drew Holiday. And it's the Magician in at the 2. I gotta say, the NBA Cup and its additional layer of excitement here early in the NBA season has really ramped up the stakes. I mean, this season, we even have MP laying down the decree. He's going to take his team all the way to the NBA Cup Finals and secure the title.
Each and every Cup game this season is going to be even more exciting, I think, than last year. Just look at the TV ratings on Cup games, and that tells the story. Fans love the added intrigue, and heck, throw in MP's stellar talent and his self-proclaimed quest for the Cup, and everyone is tuning in.
All right, let's throw it over to Allie, who has a report on MP.
Hey, BA. Well, no surprise, MP is on a mission to bring home the NBA Cup, telling me I want to be a part of a winning legacy. That's my main goal in any competition I'm in. Victories come first. All the individual stuff comes later. Would you expect anything less from MP, Brian?
Nope, we sure wouldn't. And this guy is all in. And both of these teams off to a good start, winning their first games in the NBA Cup.
And tonight is a huge one in this group. Remember, the first tiebreaker is head-to-head. So if you can get out to a 2-0 start, plus have the tiebreaker, you're in business.
Well, why did Donovan Mitchell win the dunk contest? Case in point right there.
And that replay courtesy of the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's the Magician. Checking his stats, he's scoring around 9.5 points per game. It's good.
Jaylen Brown gets his feet set in the catch and shoot and just drills it.
The Cavaliers have gone 4 of 5 so far, looking sharp. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
Here's the Magician. 15 in his last outing. And here's Brown for 3. Gets the 3 to fall. Brown's got 5 points.
That three-point shooting sets up every aspect of Jaylen Brown's game. What a pretty shot.
And he's made a case for first-team all-defense. Doris, Jaylen Brown, the complete game.
Brian, what you love to see from a great player that's just entering their prime is the pride they take in being well-rounded. Do you want to absorb a big-time defensive assignment? Jaylen Brown wants to do exactly that. Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
Mobley passes to Thompson. Mitchell with the ball. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Give him 8.
Boy, if you let Donovan Mitchell get comfortable shooting the basketball, you're in for a tough night. That's an easy catch and shoot.
The Magician, the pass to Tatum. Tatum, a screen on Mitchell. Pass to Holiday. Outside, Brown. 4 on the clock. Tatum, a screen on LeVert. Here's Brown. Mobley grabs the board.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Brown against LeVert. Now here's Garland. Defense right on him.
Oh, that's Drew Holiday at his absolute best. Send it back, Drew.
It's time to take a glance again at that superb block.
I mean, letting them know up front that he's on the hunt tonight and eager to knock away shots. I love it.
Hauser, he's checked in for Boston. And Cleveland with a change here, too. Jerome's checked in for Mitchell. 52 seconds left in the first quarter. Again, Garland missing.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Pass to Brown. Here's the Magician. The three. Jerome grabs the miss.
Well, this has not been a quarter to remember for this guy. He looks completely flustered.
Count it.
Well, there's an unpredictability to his offensive game. He is always keeping the defense off balance.
Here's the Magician, guarded by Garland. Brown passes to the Magician. Pass to Holiday. From downtown. That one is off. Just a big-time effort for Donovan Mitchell, providing a lot of energy for Cleveland. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. We'll be right back. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. Substitution here for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Wade. Mobley comes in for Niang. Karis LeVert's checked in for Strus. And Darius Garland subbed in for Jerome. Celtics trail by 16. And of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
NBA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency, with more salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
On the court for the Cavaliers, Garland and Mitchell, the talented 1 and 2. At the forward slots, it's LeVert and Mobley. And it's Thompson in at the center position. Garland. Rebounded by the Celtics. They put up a nice win against Toronto last time out.
That was a tremendous all-around game. Their intensity was there, and their production was right there along with it, too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was hard to imagine them being much better at the offensive end. They were so efficient in almost every aspect.
Garland, the pass to LeVert. Nifty move. And the basket's good. Off the assist from Garland. Garland's got 4 assists in the game.
Karis LeVert, great confidence in his ability to get off the dribble drive and make things happen.
Here's the Magician. And here's Brown for 3. Mobley grabs the board. Mobley's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Mitchell. And good, as it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Mitchell's got 19 points. 43 seconds left to play in the first half. And that one's good. The Magician.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Outside Mitchell. LeVert outside. Mobley outside. Pass to Mitchell. There's the triple. Can't get it to go. Shooting 7 for 13 from the field now. Celtics trail by 11. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. And stolen by Mobley. Here's Garland. And he makes it on the layup. Garland's gotten his first basket of the night.
Boy, how about the nimbleness to overcome the defense inside. Darius Garland makes his opportunities.
Back to Brown. Over LeVert. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. They've had incredible success defensively, taking away good looks and pressuring shooters. All right, stick around. We'll be right Back after this.
Hello. At home, this team is pretty stout. Looking at this upcoming stretch, they're probably licking their chops.
Well, we're talking pork chops, or lamb chops, or what kind of chops are we talking?
Or chops could mean acumen, being great at what... And switching gears now to that first half. Big hill to climb for the Celtics.
Losing the rebounding battle, it's...
Glad you could join us. Ryan Anderson and crew are ready to take it away for the start of the third quarter.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
It's Tatum at the 4 with Horford at the 5. Then there's Drew Holiday. Then it's Jaylen Brown. And it's the Magician in at the 2. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
The Cavaliers are having success. Point guard Darius Garland said, "We're building something here and we've come a long way. It feels amazing having our own legacy. We're just trying to keep it going. The whole city is behind us." And Brian, they know there's still work to do.
And they've got no problem with that, Allie. Thank you. And we've seen the league ramp up the series model where teams play each other in the same arena twice in a row. What do you think, Doris?
DA, I absolutely love this, and more importantly, the coaches seem to engage highly in it because they feel to a certain degree it brings you a level of almost playoff-like repetition.
Oh, Mitchell with the smooth stroke from distance.
Donovan Mitchell will answer with his own 3. This guy has got a ton of pride and competitiveness.
The Magician, the pass to Brown. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. And so Garland will bring it up for the Cavaliers. They led by as many as 18.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3, terrific play calling, everything clicking out of the gates here.
And the standings for the NBA Cup starting to come into focus.
Yeah, but there's still time to make a push. We'll just have to wait and see which teams are able to punch their ticket to the knockout round.
Well, you look at Evan Mobley, Doris, so agile for his size.
This is a young man, Brian, with so much upside. Defensively, he can guard on the perimeter, slides his feet, keeps his balance, contests without fouling, and he's growing every repetition on the offensive end. I can't wait to see his future.
Now here's Mobley. A steady force on their offense, recording around 14 and a half a game.
You know, missed that one, but still a really good start coming off the break. 3 for 4 now.
Here's the Magician, and here's Brown for 3. Thompson pulls it in. Thompson's got 4 rebounds in the game. Garland, the pass to Thompson. LeVert outside. Thompson with a screen. Fires the 3. The shot by LeVert, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him on the perimeter. Can't allow any space.
Horford finds Tatum. Yes, great play by Horford to set him up. Horford's got his 3rd assist of the night. The Cavaliers lead by 11. Mobley outside. Back to Garland. Good on the shot.
They're winning the battle down low by imposing their will.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Here's the Magician. 9 points in the game. There's Tatum with the 3. Mitchell grabs a miss.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Thompson passes to Mobley. Now Mitchell launches a 3. Sinks the tray. Mitchell's got 25 points.
The Spider is attacking right now. Very few guys can score it as quickly or as easily.
Pass to Horford. And here's Brown. To the left side wing. Here's the Magician. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. The Magician's got 6 points in the quarter.
Wow, 5 consecutive threes. This defense looking very frustrated right now.
And we've got a timeout called by Kenny Atkinson. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. So both teams making some changes here. All right, when we talk about point guards shooting it from deep, these are the hottest over the last 10 games. Fourth, Darius Garland.
And over the years, we have...
Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Wade. Evan Mobley comes in for Niang. And Mitchell subbed in for Jerome. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. The Magician, pass to Brown. Here's the Magician. Back to Brown. Screen by Horford. And that one's good. The Magician. And the Celtics lead by 6.
And after a sketchy first half, they're now looking much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Setting the floor for the Cavaliers. Garland and Mitchell, the talented 1 and 2. At the forward slots, it's LeVert and Mobley. And it's Thompson in at the 5 spot.
I know he wants to answer the three that was just made on the other end, but he can't let that affect his judgment. He's got to find the best shot possible.
Here's the Magician. And the shot falls short that time.
A wasted trip down the floor. That's not a good shot at all.
Well, missed opportunities, and they can certainly add up. You cannot afford to take that kind of shot.
Mobley, no good.
Never easy to stop this guy at the rim, but that is a beautiful contest right there.
There's a minute 54 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Tatum. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It's going to be on Karis LeVert. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Celtics.
What a performance for beyond the arc in this game. They stuck to their guns, and it's paid off all game.
I think another thing that's striking here tonight, the ball movement is incredible. Again and again, they're making smart passes to ready shooters.
Garland, the pass to Mitchell. Clock at 4. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. Here's LeVert. Unable to get that one. Brown with some nice D. 1:19 left to play in the fourth. On the wing, Holiday. Brown, a screen on Mitchell. Pass to Brown. Brown gets the inside finish.
Both sides are simply waiting for the clock to make it official. This is going to end up in the books as a nice win for the Celtics.
They had to fight for this one. With the game hanging in the balance a couple of times, they made winning plays, Grant.
It's all about having a strong mentality. What's interesting is that any time momentum turned against them, instead of folding, they responded with their own attack.
And with this win, they've tallied up a total of 6 wins on the year.
It's just the start of this season series with 3 games left between them, but it must feel great to take the first meeting.
And what a huge performance it was for Jason Tatum.
I think his biggest contribution may have been on the boards. He kept plays alive and denied second chances.
About 3 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. The Magician misses. We see the Celtics taking the W here. And with tonight's win, they're now 2-0 in the NBA Cup.
Yeah, just a fantastic start to the group stage. They're in the driver's seat in this group. A strong finish, and they'll advance.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Doris Burke, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for watching tonight's game. So long, everyone.
They really thought they had a chance tonight.
About game time. Bring the pain time.
MP, you're my favorite player, man.
Please report any violations of these rules to the nearest usher, security guard, or arena staff member. We've still got some tickets left for the evening. Stop by our website or check out our ticket windows.
And in the locker room, each guy has been going over and through his own routine to get ready. But once they take the floor, they're one single unit. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Well, with the new season underway, we get a look at the new class to enter the league with the rookie race. All these rookies have done a good job adjusting to the NBA as they look to take home the Rookie of the Year honors at the end of the season. You look at George, not really the start he wanted to have for his NBA career, but the season is young. He can still fight his way, guys, into the conversation.
And clearly, he's still finding his footing in the league. It hasn't been quite as smooth a start to his season as many had hoped for.
And this is why it's hard to judge a player in their rookie year. Everyone develops at their own pace. Not everyone will have instant success.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. White is out there at the Magician, and it's Porzingis in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the Wizards. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Jonas Valanciunas. Then there's Jordan Poole. Then it's Koulibaly. And it's Brogdon in a two-guard. And for MP specifically, these cup games have extra meaning. He's made it very clear he really wants to take this home.
And I think of this Game 3 of the group stage as moving day. We separate the contenders from the pretenders. MP will have to step up, take on a big role tonight.
And the second free throw, good. How many games do you need to play, Greg, before you know who you are as a team?
I think you basically know already your identity, the pace you want to play at, obviously the development of the younger guys, and your chemistry is always ongoing.
Now, here's Brogdon. With an average of around 19.5 points a game, his scoring has been a constant for them. Kept alive. Here's out of the rafters. He punched it in.
Are you kidding me? Well, at 6'11", 275, Valanciunas can really carve out space down low.
On our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you just saw an explosive highlight. Pass to Tatum. There's the triple. Sinks the three-pointer. Tatum's got 6 points.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
And Poole gets it to go.
The more effective Poole is inside, the more headaches he causes for the defense.
Greg, it's not the first skill you think about, but Jordan Poole is unreal at the foul line.
I mean, led the league in 22 at 92.5%, beating out teammate Steph Curry by 0.2%. Poole's always been amongst the league leaders in attempts.
Now Brogdon. After Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer, Brogdon. Porzingis with the rebound.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
From 8 feet away, he drops it in.
And look, at 7'3" with his high release point, Porzingis' jumper is very difficult to defend.
Now, here's Poole. They really needed more from him in that loss to New York. Offline with his three. Celtics leading by 4. Here's the Magician. Tatum a screen. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Smart play by Tatum in the pick and roll, disrupting the defense and getting himself open.
Now, here's Poole. Defense is right there. Pulls up on the elbow. Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Screen by Porzingis. The Magician passes to Porzingis. Here's the Magician. Launches a three. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Wizards trail by 6. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks very much. Brian Keefe shared a few moments with me. Now, we talked about the difficulty of trying to contain a player like Jaylen Brown. Coach said we can't let him gain confidence and feel like he can do whatever he wants. That's when you get into trouble. Now it's up to the players to make sure this doesn't happen. Guys?
Thank you, David. Now, here's Brown. Jonas Valanciunas unable to get his shot to go. Brown with the screen on Brogdon. 6 to shoot. Nailed from three-point land.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And so Poole will bring it up for the Wizards. 9-point game. And we've got a timeout call by Brian Keefe. He wants to talk to his guys. Washington making some changes. Marvin Bagley's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Bay comes in for Coulibaly. And Kispert subbed in for Jordan Poole. And 1:01 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Kuzma. Changes for Boston. Porzingis is checked in for Horford. Jason Tatum comes in for Brown. And it's the Magician in for Pritchard.
Let's hear it for you.
On the court for the Celtics, the post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. The Magician out there with Holiday, and it's Hauser in at the 3.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow. That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Here's the Magician. He had 15 points last outing. Shot clock at 6. Buries the long-range jumper. The Magician's got 6.
Well, it's a three-point shooting league. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Back to Bagley. Here's Carrington. He has 5. There's a good screen. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Carrington's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, after a silent first quarter, this is who they needed him to be. This is why you never count a guy out.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. The Wizards are trying to stay motivated in their rebuild. Kyle Kuzma says you have to change your approach a little bit. And it's like, what do you do it for? For me, it's about development every single day. Take care of your body, work hard, watch film, be studious, and find beauty in the struggle. Kevin?
And like you said, David, making it work every single day. Great approach. And the Celtics making a change here. Horford's checked in. There's 1:47 left to play here in the second quarter. The Magician passes to Tatum. It's not going to go for him.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Stan, in a league of stretch bigs, Jonas Valanciunas is a true center.
He is, Kevin. And look, he'll occasionally take a 3, but Jonas lives in the paint. He throws around that 265-pound frame. It's hard to defend him because we just don't see a lot of post players anymore.
Here's the Magician. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Pass to Poole. 1:02 left in the second quarter. Down low. Power down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Check out Poole taking it to the 10 with reckless abandon.
Tatum drives in. And slam dunk by Tatum.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Kispert kicks to Poole. Unloads. And Boston with the rebound.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Rocking that rim. Jonas Valanciunas, the very big man from Lithuania.
Picked by Horford. Here's the Magician. Hands it from downtown. The Magician's got 6 in the quarter. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the half. from deep three-point land, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for the Celtics. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome, everybody. It may be early on in the...
You look at the Celtics. They've played below average basketball coming out the gates. They were hoping for more. They were talking a good game in the preseason, but they have not backed it up. Like you never back anything up, Ernie.
Now moving on to the Boston Celtics and the close first half they played.
This has been a display of what we often talk about on this show. Unselfish ball movement usually leads to better shots. Now, I could say this.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
They've got Jonas Valanciunas. Koulibaly is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Poole in at point guard. So that's who Brian Keefe starts the second half with. Stan, of all the different styles of offense in this NBA, what style is the toughest to defend, toughest to stop?
Kevin, I don't think there's really any difference in terms of styles or systems in terms of what's tough to stop. It's players. And it's how well a system maximizes their best players. That's what makes teams tough to stop.
And the conversation for Porzingis, coach, tends to always come back to health. And what a challenge that has been for him.
Yeah, Kevin, over his career, on average, he's missed about 30 games per season. But that's not an uncommon problem, as you know, for players who stand well over 7 feet tall.
Stan, you talk about a stacked roster. It's hard to find many weaknesses for the Celtics.
Yeah, Kevin, there's a reason the Executive of the Year award went to Boston's front office last season. The Celtics are built right, and they're built to last. Yeah, Kristaps Porzingis, a solid shooter from the line.
The three from Poole. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. And the layup is good. Porzingis has got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, try as they might, the defense can't stop Porzingis inside. He's too tall and too committed.
And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
And a moment here to look at some of the stats for Malcolm Brogdon. Averaging about 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
Yeah, look, he is truly the kind of player you build everything around. Your plays, your lineup, it's all about setting this guy up for success.
GA, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a pretty spotty track record over the past decade.
Kevin, it's tough to get things right in the draft. Plus, they have just had poor lottery luck, only selecting higher than 8th once in the last decade. But they have passed on some superstar-level talent.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
To the inside. Here's Porzingis, and it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way. And now a look at Boston's upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then on Monday, they'll be facing Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers.
And that one against the Bulls, that's where you have got to bring your A game. especially when you know you're going to be fighting an uphill battle all night long.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
Porzingis with a screen on Kuzma. The Magician, no good. Wizards trail by 6. Poole, the pass to Kuzma, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, they get one to fall. Now 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
The Celtics working the ball around now. Here's the Magician. Cranes the three-pointer. The Magician's got 12 points in the game.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Pass to Valanciunas. And here is Poole. 9 points in the game so far. It's good. 11 points in the game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's the Magician. Here's Brown. Three-pointer. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Poole kicks to Kuzma. Back to Poole. And yes, it's good. Poole's got 6 here in this quarter.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Brown with the screen on Poole. The kick out to Brown. A three-pointer off the mark. Wizards trail by 6. Poole with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Again, the miss by Poole.
Well, when you get that kind of look inside, you have to capitalize.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Celtics have gone a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
Shooting for Boston, number 20. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Bagley, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Bay comes in for Kyle Kuzma. George is checked in for Koulibaly. And Kispert subbed in for Jordan Poole. And George kicks to Bagley. Brogdon with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Clock at 4. Bay in the post. And he finishes nicely on the layup. And now, just a 2-point Celtic lead. Here's the Magician. 12 points for him. Pass to Hauser. Cracks in the tray. Hauser's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Now, here's Kispert, guarded by Holiday. Poked away. Kispert dishes to Bagley. Now here's Bay. For 3, Brogdon buries it from 3-point range.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
The Magician no good. And the game still closely contested as we end the third quarter. Celtics lead by 2. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, he puts that pass right on the money and made things look easy for his teammate.
We've reached the fourth quarter and what has been a... Wizards making a switch here. Davis is checked in. And then for Boston, Kate is checked in. And it's the Magician in for Pritchard. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What do you got for us, DA?
Thanks, guys. I was able to catch what Brian Keefe told his team during that break. He asked his team to dig deep. He said, I know you're tired, but they're tired too. It's about who can give more than the other guy at this point. Show me what you can give. Back to you.
Thank you, David. On the court right now for the Celtics, Tatum and Horford man the post positions. Then it's the Magician, then it's Holiday, and it's Pritchard in at the one spot.
And guys, you have to be impressed watching Davis play. Such a tenacious and confident young man.
He's off on the first. Poole's checked in for Corey Kispert. Celtics also with a sub. Kate is checked in. And that drops, so they now lead by one.
Well, a miss is unfortunate, but he still manages to put them ahead. Barely.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Here's the Magician. He's guarded by Davis. Tatum a screen. Here's the Magician. Boston. No good that time either.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Well, with his team leading, he might just want to put that one in his pocket next time.
Pass to Tatum. Here's the Magician. Tatum a screen. And that will fall. A three-pointer on the line from the Magician.
Well, that brings his total to 5 makes from beyond the arc for the game. Feeling some confidence from range.
Poole the pass to Bay. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Bay's got the lead back up to 1 now for Washington. And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. He has decided it's the right time to talk. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Valanciunas, who's checked in for Marvin Bagley. Kyle Kuzma comes in for Sadiq Bey. Koulibaly, he's checked in for George. And Brogdon subbed in for Davis. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Brown outside. Here's the Magician. Back to Brown. Three-pointer. And Valanciunas pulls it down. Valanciunas has got 7 rebounds in the game. Here's Kuzma. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Boston trailing. And White with the stuff.
And his competitiveness showing through. That's an aggressive finish.
Yeah, and getting out in transition allows for some easy points before that defense is fully set.
Poole up top. Banked in off the glass. Poole's got the lead up to 1 now for the Wizards.
The pressure is on, and Jordan Poole is ready for it. He accepts that responsibility.
Pass to Brown. Jacks up a three. A three-pointer is right on target.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
Cool. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And the confidence Poole plays with, you got to admire. He feels like he can hit from anywhere on the floor.
All free throws good from Poole.
And really, the tension could not be higher right now. And he looked like he was shooting free throws at practice. What a cool customer.
The Magician passes to Tatum. Takes the three. Valanciunas grabs the board. For Washington, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Brogdon. Back to Koulibaly. The three from Poole. And another miss by Washington.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
The Magician passes to Tatum. Missed inside.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Pass to Kuzma.
Good. That is world class.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, his coach just breathed a huge sigh of relief.
There's 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Fires for three. Tatum's shot is off. A big-time possession here.
Yeah, and their hearts must be going 100 miles an hour right now.
Didn't pitch to Valanciunas. 19 seconds left in the fourth. The three from Poole. Laces one from three.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, and at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Porzingis with a screen on Poole. The Magician hits in, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
And guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Got it! Oh, what a hit!
That is such a tough shot.
Gets the big-time shot to fall, folks, and now we're headed to OT.
And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. And we'll return shortly. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. Greg, every year injuries are a huge factor in shaping the title race. And I'm guessing that teams should probably put more of a premium on durability. What do you think?
Well, Kevin, I think all GMs take that into account. A team wants to be confident it'll have a stable roster over the course of a long season.
White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's the Magician in at the point. And so White will bring it up for the Celtics. Here's the Magician. Pass to Porzingis. Here's the Magician. They get it again, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. Poole with it. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Tatum. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball.
First team foul.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. It's extra time here, just over a minute into overtime. Boston's got neither of their first two three-point attempts to fall here in overtime. For three, good on the three-point shot. And that's now 24 points for the Magician.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look.
And Brown over to help. And taken away by Brown. A little over a minute and a half gone now here in overtime. Pulls it up. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Well, when you're as polished and practiced a shooter as Brown, there's no reason to hesitate.
And Tatum over to help. Pass to Kuzma. Uncovered. And good. Coming on the assist by Brogdon.
And easy to see why they turn to Kuzma in these moments. They trust him to go get one.
Here is Tatum. And again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
We need you to get loud and welcome. You're the Wizards Breaker.
Brogdon finds Poole. Shot from 16. Rebound by the Celtics. Here's the Magician. Tatum with a screen on Poole. The Magician passes to Porzingis. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's the Magician. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
So we see Boston get the win here. And with that, they remain undefeated in group play.
And with just one group matchup left, it looks like we'll be seeing them in the next round of the NBA Cup.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So now for Greg Anthony, Stan Van Gundy, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.
Huge moment on the show today as I am ready to unveil my ultimate NBA Dynasty rankings.
All right, I mean, it took you long enough.
Actually, he brought this up 2 weeks ago.
Finally, Toby says something useful.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it would have taken me 20 minutes, but maybe that's because I know how to ball.
No one knows more than me, Russell,
Whatever.
about anything.
Ooh, that is patently false.
And you can patently shut it.
That doesn't make sense.
Maybe not, Toby. I'm not a book boy like you, but I am a knower of ball, and I am ready to unveil my dynasty list.
All right, just say it already. Do we need a drum roll?
All right, here we go. In reverse order, please hold your applause until the end. Number 9, Hakeem's Rockets.
I like that. I like that.
Number 8, Isaiah's Bad Boy Pistons. Number 7, LeBron's Big 3 Heat. Number 6, Birds Big 3 Celtics. Number 5, Steph's Warriors. Number 4, Duncan's Spurs. Number 3, Kobe's Lakers. Number 2.
Good game, MP. MP, you are the straw that stirs the drink.
MP had his first career double-double. That shows talent and drive, and we love to see both. Keep on keeping on, player.